Welcome to Advanblack's YouTube channel. I'm Steve, the service technician for Advanblack. Today I'm going to be showing you our brand new product, the speaker pods for the King Tour Pack, and also how to install them. So today I will be showing you step by step how to put the pods on. It's pretty easy to do. It's just a little bit time consuming. You want to take your time doing this, but on the Advanblack website, once these actually drop, you'll have the option to have Advanblack pre-drill your tour pack for you for an additional fee. Now this is our 6.5 inch speaker pod that goes on the King Tour Pack, and we recently just got done with the design on this. We had a few things that we wanted to address from like all of the normal speaker pods that are out on the market right now, and one of the biggest things is the depth of the back side. So with our pod, we did a couple of things. We made it a two-piece pod. As you can see back here on the back side, you've got 4 screws where you can pull this apart if you need to. Also, we made the back depth here a lot deeper than a normal one, because a lot of these speaker pods, when you get them mounted and you go to put like a pro audio speaker in there and it's got a big magnet on there, it hits that back wall. So that eliminates a lot of speakers that you can put in here. Now we sent a set of prototypes of these down to Gil at Motorcycle Sound Systems Miami, and he actually spent the time to test fit a lot of the popular pro audio speakers to make sure that they fit, and he's provided us with a list of a few that fit, so we'll be adding those in the description down at the bottom of this video as well. If you have a speaker that's not on that list and you're wondering if it'll fit, just go to the ones down in the list that you know fit. Find that speaker on its own product page, and most of the time they'll have dimensions of that speaker. So if your speaker falls in the dimensions of any of the ones that we have tested to fit, then surely it will fit. So that will give you a lot of choices when it comes to the 6.5 inch speaker pods. We've also got the grills that go on here. Now these are color matched. As you can see, we got the Zephyr Blue back here to match the Zephyr Blue on this bike. So we'll be installing those today. These are not leather wrapped. They do not come leather wrapped. We don't offer them leather wrapped. So you get them just like this in any color that we do. Now you're going to want to install these with the tour pack on the bike, because once you open that lid on a King Tour Pack, that lid's really heavy with that backrest, and it's just going to make things wanky if you try to put it onto a table. And of course it'll be a lot easier if you can get it off the kickstand and get the bike in an upright position. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to lower this table down and we're going to get started. So the first thing we want to do is get the back of our bike here covered up with something. We're going to have a lot of plastic trimmings coming out when we drill, and we don't want that stuff all over the plastic. Second thing we're going to do is open up the tour pack and tape off our outer edges. This is where we're going to be drilling. I've already done one side. I'm going to quickly do this side. We're going to tape this off one to kind of protect our paint, also to make our markings on where we're going to drill. So any kind of painter's tape like this is going to work the best. This stuff comes off real easy, doesn't leave any residue behind. So our holes are going to be right in here on these edges. So you're going to take your pod and get yourself a black marker. So you'll notice that the tour pack has an edge on it right here. You don't want the back side of this pod up on that edge. That edge there is for the lip of the tour pack lid. So if we put it up on there, when you shut your tour pack lid, it's not going to be in the right position. You're going to hit this pod. We're going to get it as straight as we can and make sure everything is flush. Once you're flush in the back, you're pretty well straight. This top line edge does not follow this all the way around, so don't go off of that. And back here, it's up against the edge of that lip, and then in the front, it kind of starts to drop down. So don't try to bring this up and put it all like that, because then you're going to have a gap on the back side. So you can kind of move the pod around, up and down, back and forth like this, until you feel where the pod feels like it's laying against the tour pack. Check your edges. The bottom edge is pretty flush. This top outer edge is pretty flush, and we can hold that right there. We can take our marker and mark this round hole. You can close your lid and do this just the same. You're going to bring this up in, put it on the tour pack. You want to make sure that these are straight. This is like parallel with the armrest. Going to make sure our bottom edge is good. The back side is flush. This side in here is pretty flush. We'll reach in and mark it. So So this is the piece that goes on the inside, right? So this is going to go up here. It's going to mount on here. The pod like this bolts through the tour pack and into the pod, and that sandwiches itself onto the tour pack. Inside your hardware pack, you're going to have 2 foam O-rings that go on these circles. They have sticky tape on one side. Go ahead and peel it and stick it to the inside of your pod like that. Now, when we place this up on the tour pack, this piece is going to be inside the tour pack, and it's going to mount up just like that. So that's going to line all up just like that, and that's where your bolts go through from the inside of the tour pack through the tour pack and into the pod to pull everything together. In order to get these 3 holes, the best thing to do is go ahead and drill your main hole first. Go ahead and put this from the inside. We'll mark it from the inside and drill inside out. Now what we're going to use today is a 2.5-inch hole saw to make this cut. We know this hole is 2.5 inches, so we're going to go 1 1/4. We'll make a mark. Go this way. I'll put that right on the edge of that. Go 1 1/4 again. And that's going to be our center. We're going to take a small drill bit and we're going to drill our pilot hole right here. We're going to make sure everything's lined up, and we're going to grab a hold of this drill pretty tight and push it straight through. When it goes through, don't jerk it back out, just let it go through and stop the drill. Stop, we pull it out. We're going to take our deburring tool. We're going to go around this hole. If you don't have a deburring tool, you can use a file, whatever you have. Get this cleaned up. Now, a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can take this black inner piece, and slide it in here like that. Take a center punch like this that pops when you punch it and hit all 3 of those holes. The problem doing it that way is when you pull this out, everything is dark and black in here. So if you got a good light, maybe a headlight or another light source to put down in here so you can see them little dents, then you can drill it like that. Or you can just put this in here and use it as a template and run a small pilot bit from the inside out, actually through the bracket, because these are just holes. There's no metal grommets in there. And just so you can see what I'm talking about, you're going to take this, and just so you can see what I'm talking about, I put an external light source in here. You put this up on there like that, and take your punch, put it in the hole, give it a couple of punches. You're going to do that to all 3 holes. Then you have a nice little divot there where you want to make those. Now the inside of our tour pack does have little divots in the plastic already where you're supposed to drill. And as you can see, it's just slightly off from that. I'm down just a little bit, so that's where you're going to have to use your own discretion. If you want to drill those 3 holes, you have to make sure that this hole is absolutely perfect with this. So with the little divots that I have in there, they're right kind of in the center of that, but just a little bit low. So that's just based off the main hole that I drill. I can take my drill and go in this direction. Go right into that. Like that. That's just our little pilot bit. I'm going to switch over to a 5/16 bit. All right, go ahead and drill those. Now we can remove the painter's tape and go ahead and install the pod. Now inside your hardware kit, you're going to have this bag of bolts and screws, 3 of these long bolts like this for each side. Now before you mount your pod, you'll see in the hardware package we got 4 of these little rubber push-in things here. Now this goes on the back side, on the outside leading edge, as you can see after the pod's installed. And that's for those screws where you can actually take the pod apart. So we just want to flip this over. We're going to slide that in until it matches up like that, and now we've got that hole filled. Now, if you've ever installed OEM speaker pods, you're going to notice a couple of differences. We're not going to have the holes in these on the outside for your wires, and that's going to be completely up to you how you want to do that. These pods are made to be added to a tour pack that didn't originally already have pods. Now, you can use these as a replacement for the pods, but they won't have the ports for the wiring. So that'll be completely up to you on how you want to wire it. You can drill a hole in the front of your tour pack for your wire harness to go in and get yourself a rubber grommet and put on there. You can go in through the bottom and then out to your pods, however you want to do it. We've left that completely up to the customer because there's so many different ways to do it. If you notice on the outside of ours, there's no hole or recess area for the speaker to fit down in, which also frees up a lot of speakers as well. All 6.5-inch speakers aren't exactly the same. So what you want to do is drill your 4 pilot holes on those 4 markings and then determine the size of the screw you're going to use and then go from there. We would set this into place just like that, which turn it however we need to turn it, mark our 4 holes. We'll pull the speaker back out, we'll pilot those 4 holes, and then we'll run our hardware in. And I've got 2 6.5-inch grill samples here from Advanblack. These are our honeycomb grills. As you can see, this is chrome, so this is going to be a metal grill, and it's chrome, so a little bit more expensive than the ABS ones, but these come color matched or however you want to do them. Like on our Rogue Light over there, the bike is amber whiskey, but I like all my speaker grills to be black. I don't want the amber whiskey on the amber whiskey. To me, it's just too much amber whiskey. So that's your call. You can get them color matched to your bike, or you can do an accent color. Now, once we get our holes drilled, we can take our honeycomb grill, put over that, and run our 4 screws in, and then we'll have matching chrome honeycomb grills on the whole bike. So that's pretty much it when it comes to mounting the pods on the tour pack. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we will be offering this as pre-drilled on new tour packs that you're ordering. We don't have templates made like we do for the Light because the pod itself actually acts as a template. So just follow along in the directions and you can do it. And I get it, I understand it can be a little bit intimidating when you're walking up to your tour pack with a 2.5-inch hole saw in your hand, getting ready to slam it through there. So, but like I said, if you're uncomfortable doing it, we will be offering that pre-drill on the new orders on the tour pack. So if you order the tour pack with the pods, you can pay an additional fee and have all that pre-drilled. If you have any questions on this at all, leave in the comment section down below and I'll help you the best that I can. I'm going to get out of here and get myself back to work. I hope to see you in the next video, but until then, as always, be safe, keep your knees in the breeze.